Okay, so I love this working on my neck, back, and upper back because this is where I hold a lot of tension. And I think a lot of people hold a lot of tension in here for a lot of reasons. So let's just go ahead and get started. You'll need a couple of blocks today and maybe a strap and a bolster and 2 tennis balls if you have them. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and find a comfortable seat on your mat. And we'll center ourselves here. And let's bring our hands together, namaste, and gently tilt your chin towards your chest. Shoulders relax. Allow the back of your neck to stretch. Just hold this posture here for a moment. We all know that yoga can help resolve lower back pain, but it could also help your upper back. You think about your life. We all go through our lives reaching forward and appearing at our phones, carrying our groceries, typing at our computer. So it's natural to focus on the task in front of us, and all of this forward momentum can lead to tension and strain, headaches, chronic neck pain. So over time, this posture can literally shape your body. It can create rounded shoulders, protruding collarbone, winging of your scapula, your shoulder blades. And then this can lead to weakness in your upper back and a cascading of issues. Even numbness in your arms and your hands can be from this sort of posture. So today we'll be you can lift your head, really relax your hands on the tops of your thighs. So today we'll be focusing on the back body, side of the upper back body. And in yoga, the back body is considered the side of the setting of the sun, or the paschima. And in yoga, balance is thought to come from illuminating the dark side, whether that's the side that you don't see, or it's the side of your body that you don't pay attention to as much. So that awareness is linked to our breath. So we're going to remain sitting here and do a nice breathing exercise. So begin by, when you inhale, round your upper back forward a little bit. And then when you exhale, come back to neutral and relax your shoulders down. So inhale, it could be just millimeters of movement. Really press into your upper back, separate your shoulder blades, and exhale back to neutral. Inhale, allow the breath to fill the back side of your upper back. And exhale back to neutral. One more time. Inhale. Opening up your vertebrae, opening up your ribs, and exhale. Feel that space in your ribs. Good. Okay, now we're going to take our elbows out in front of you and place your hands on the tops of your shoulders and just kiss your elbows together. And then we'll do a few movements here, just breaking it down before we go fluid. We're going to bring your elbows up overhead, just open up through your armpits, and then bring your elbows around and then back behind you and pinch your shoulder blades together, and then drop your elbows down by your sides, drawing your shoulder blades down. So we'll do it again. So elbows in front, open, maybe press your shoulder blades apart, sternum away from your elbows. Inhale the elbows up, lengthening through your side body, and then open your shoulders, your elbows out to the side, and then pinch your elbows behind you, squeezing your shoulder blades. And then draw your elbows down. Think about your collarbones drawing down. Good, and we'll do that more fluid. So elbows up, out in front, up, and around, and down. 2 more. Good, and then when you're ready, just rest your arms down. Okay, now we're going to get the spine a little bit more involved. Clasp behind your head, elbows facing forward. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, round. Stretching everything forward and stretching everything back. One more. Good, and then come to neutral and widen your elbows, and we're going to go side to side. To the right, up and over. Open up through your left ribs, back to center, and then open up your right rib cage. I like to inhale to center and exhale over. Good. And then come to neutral, rest your arms down. Just feel out how we've created a little more space already in our chests. Okay, let's start to move the neck a little bit more. So we're going to just go side to side. Just a couple times. And then place your left hand under your left buttocks and lean your head to the right. And hold. Think about your shoulders rolling down and back. So the hand under the buttocks just helps anchor your left arm down. Good, and then switch. Feel that nice stretch along your upper trap. Good. And back to center. And then take your left hand out to the side, fingertips reaching up, and tilt your head to the right. Here we're getting a nice nerve stretch. You can play with that, how high or low you want to keep your arm. Press out through your palm, but be gentle. Nerves are delicate. And then we'll switch. Press your right palm out, fingertips up, and tilt your head to the left. Breathing. Good. And back to center. And we'll just do a few neck rolls here. So I'm going to the right first, sweeping the chin along the upper chest. Just bringing your head back as much as feels comfortable. And then switch directions. Good. Okay, so now we're going to come to all fours for cat-cow. Now, this cat-cow, we're going to do knees a little bit wider than hip width apart. And we're going to arch your spine as you inhale. And then exhale, really press into the ground and separate your shoulder blades. Stretch your upper back. And inhale, your shoulder blades come together as you arch your chest. And then exhale, here's the good stretch. You really stretch, separate your shoulder blades. And just move at your own pace with your breath, inhaling up and exhaling round. Let your head and neck relax on the rounding. And one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. We're going to rest in puppy pose so you can keep your knees a little bit wide and stretch your arms out in front. So this is like child's pose, but your hips stay above your knees. And let your chest reach towards the ground. You can even lift your head and rest your chin on the floor. The idea is we're getting a nice upper back stretch. If your shoulders are pinching at all, just bend your elbows. You don't want any pinching in the shoulders. It's actually a nice pelvic floor stretch too. You can imagine those sit bones spreading. Just relax your belly, relax your pelvis. Just open your chest. Good. Okay, and we'll come up to lay on your stomach for moving cobra. Okay, so we'll inhale, lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades down, exhale down. We're just going to do 5 breaths. Inhale up. Exhale down. So the main work is in your upper back. Put little pressure in your hands. And keep your neck in alignment with your spine. You don't need to crank your neck back. Good. And then just rest with your head to the side. And we'll come into Sphinx pose. So bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. And what we're going to do here is draw your shoulders down and back to really create length to your neck. And then think about pulling the floor. You're not actually going to move your arms, but think like pull the floor back towards your feet to really bring your chest through your shoulders. We'll hold here for 3 breaths. Good, and then come all the way down and rest your head to the other side to stretch the other side of your neck. Good, and then we'll come back to all 4s for spinal twisting. Okay, so I'm going to start with your right arm. We're going to do 3 moving and then hold. So we're going to lift your right arm up. As you inhale, exhale through. Don't go all the way down, but we're going to, because we're moving into the second one. And 3. And at the end of your third, come all the way down and hold. Rest your head on the floor. And you can move with your breath. For each inhale, you rest. And exhale, twist, push through your left hand. If you want a little extra, your left foot towards your right hand. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And we'll switch. Good. Okay, left arm up and exhale through. 2. And 3. And come down and hold. Maybe bring that foot out, right foot to meet your left hand. And breathe with the rotation. Relax your head and neck. Good. And then come back to neutral. Okay, we're going to try something fun here. So come to lay down on your stomach and reach your right arm out to the side and your left hand on the floor with your elbow bent. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is raise your left leg up and roll onto your right side, and maybe your left foot can touch the floor. The idea is that you're getting a nice stretch through the front of your right shoulder as you reach your right arm out. And a nice spinal twist. And I can feel this stretch all the way through my chest. Okay, let's roll onto the other side. Left arm out. Make sure that shoulder is drawn away from your ear. And then roll onto your left side. You're anchoring yourself with your right hand on the ground. Good, and then roll back to center. Okay, we're going to try dolphin pose next, or Ardha Pinchamayurasana. So come on your knees, on your elbows. And we're going to do the hands clasped position. So have your elbows about shoulder width apart, and your shoulders should be right over your elbows. Okay, so with your knees right underneath your hips, tuck your toes under, and then press into your toes and lift your hips up. It's kind of like down dog, but on your elbows. Your head does not touch the floor. You just let your head and neck relax. Here we're bringing some strength into your shoulder blades and letting your head and neck relax. Good, and come down. Maybe shake that out. It can be a tough one on your arms. Okay, and then we'll go into our downward facing dog. So place your hands about hand width in front of you. Tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. You can play around with this here, kind of bending and straightening your legs, or you can just hold it, whatever you're feeling today. Good, and then walk your feet forward into your standing forward fold. Hold it here for a breath. Okay, and then roll up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Have your feet hip width apart. So before you change anything, just notice how you're standing. Notice if your shoulders are rounding forward or your collarbones are protruding or where your head's at. And then, without strain, using your breath, kind of draw your shoulders back, let them relax down, and align your ears right over your shoulders, right over your hips, and over your ankles. Take a few breaths here. Breathe into the front and the back of your chest. And on your next inhale, let's lift your arms up overhead. Reach up. Reach up with your fingertips, but draw your shoulders down. And then allow your arms to float down by your side. Good. Okay, we'll do Gomukhasana. So you can use a strap here, or you don't need to. So we're going to lift your arms out to the side and bring your right arm up and your left arm behind your back. I'll turn to face the back so you can see. And if you can clasp your hands, go ahead and clasp your hands. If not, you can or a rope. Like this. Okay? So just feel that openness through your shoulders. And we tend to want to stick our chin forward here, so just bring your head back. And your right elbow should be reaching straight up. Again, we don't want any pinching in your shoulders here, so if you feel pinching, just back off a little and use the strap. This one is great for opening up your shoulders and your chest. Good, and we'll switch, so bring your arms out to the side. And then just bring your left arm, elbow up, right arm behind your back. And grab your strap if you need it. And bring your head back in line with your body. One more breath. Good. And slowly release your arms out to the side. Really stretch your fingertips out to the side, opening up your chest, and then let your hands rest down to your Tadasana. It's good to sigh when you're doing yoga, when you feel like it. Okay, next is Parsvottanasana, or pyramid pose. So let's step your right foot forward and your left foot back is at a 45-degree angle. And there's two levels here. You can either bring your hands to the floor, or you can clasp your elbows behind your back. So if you'd like to give that a try, go ahead. And so open up your chest here, and then exhale, come forward. And just let your head and neck relax. Again, you can anchor your hands on the floor if you need it for balance. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Maybe you can, if your hands are on the floor, you could challenge yourself to bringing your hands into Namaste position with your fingertips on the floor. Good, and we'll gently rise up and switch. Your left foot forward, right foot back. Anchor your heel down at that 45-degree angle. Maybe clasp your elbows to get more openness through the chest. Exhale, come forward, kind of hinge from your hips first and then round. Don't crunch your toes. Keep your toes relaxed and spreading. Good, and inhale up. Okay, and step forward. And take a breath in your Tadasana. Always returning here to notice any change, any space that you've created. Okay, so if you have a chair, please grab that. If you don't, you can do this in sitting. We're doing Bharadvajasana or seated twist. And this is great because you can do it in any chair, like if you're sitting at for work or whenever. Okay, so you're just going to sit at the edge of your chair and sit up nice and tall. And then on your exhale, you should actually be facing the side. Here we go. So sit up nice and tall. And then you exhale and twist, and you can hold the back of your chair. And I'm really keeping my shoulders away from my ears. And use the chair to give you that extra twist. And the twist really comes from your spine, so you don't need to crank your head to the right. You just allow your head to look towards your right with ease. Good, and then we'll switch sides. So come to swivel around all the way to the other side of your chair. Plant your feet under your knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, twist and grab the back of your chair. Shoulders should be still over your pelvis and level. Two more breaths. Inhale tall, exhale, twist a little bit more. Good, and then release slowly. And we'll just take our chairs off to the side. Okay, we have one more standing pose. We're going to do Prasarita Padottanasana with Garudasana arms. So I'll show you what that is. So walk your feet apart. So we're going to do a standing forward fold. We're going to bring your arms into eagle pose. So let's swing your right arm under your left. So cross your arms, and you might be here with your backs of your hands together, or you can come all the way around and grab your hands together. So just feel that nice stretch first, where you're drawing your sternum away from your elbows. Good, and when you're ready, go ahead and come forward. And then just let your head and neck relax and let your arms relax, keeping them twisted together. Just allow gravity to do its work here. If you feel any weird pinching or pain in your shoulders, you can just unravel your arms and grab your elbows with your hands. Good, and then slowly roll up. You have to do the other side. So bring your arms out to the side, reach your fingertips away, and then exhale your left elbow under your right, and lean forward. Just feel that nice stretch. Allow your head and neck to relax. And your elbows to just be gently pulled down by gravity. And then we'll release your arms and slowly roll up. Step your feet together and we'll do moving chair in order to come down onto the ground. Okay, so we'll inhale your arms out to the side, open your chest, exhale round. Inhale, open your front body, exhale, open your back body. Inhale. One more. And come all the way down, roll onto your back, and rest down on your back. Okay, so if you have a strap handy, grab your strap. We're going to stretch your hamstrings, the back of your leg here. So place the strap on the bottom of your foot. If you don't have a strap, you can just hold the back of your leg. If you have a strap, go ahead and hold both ends of the strap with both hands, and then draw your shoulder blades down and back. So you don't want your shoulders all bunched up by your ears here. You can still work the shoulder blades in this pose by drawing them down and back, squeezing them together a little bit. And just feel that nice opening on the back side of your right leg, your hamstrings and your calf. Good, and let's switch. So bring your left foot up into the strap, right leg down, arms straight. Good, and then let that leg go. And then let's just hug both of your knees into your chest. Give them a nice squeeze. Okay, and then let's roll onto your side and then roll all the way onto your stomach. Actually, I'll face the side. Okay, we're going to do Cobra. So place your hands underneath your shoulders. This time we're going to hold Cobra. So with your forehead on the ground, before you lift your head, draw your shoulders together and back and down. So try that. Let your shoulders drop towards the floor and then draw them away from the floor and then down your back. So you set those upper back muscles. And then on your next inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest. Keep your neck in line with your upper back. Maybe lift your chin a little bit and hold. Reach your legs long. Minimal weight in the hands. Elbows keep close towards your sides. 3 more breaths. Just really feel that strength in your upper back. Awesome. And then come down and rest your head to the right. Let your shoulders relax down to the floor. And then come back to center. We're going to do bow pose here. So bend your knees, reach your ankles, grab your ankles. If you can't grab your ankles, just do a second round of Cobra. But here, we're going to, again, draw your shoulder blades back and down and lift everything up. So really feel that tension between your hands and your ankles like a bow, like you're pulling a bow. 2 more breaths. Good, and down, and rest your head to the other side. Okay, and then we'll press up onto your knees for camel. So have your knees hip width apart, maybe a little wider, and place your hands on your low back. So option 1 is just lift your chest, gently look up to the ceiling, draw your elbows together, and rest. So you can do that again, or you can go into your full camel where you reach your hands toward your heels. So when you're ready, go ahead, inhale, and then come into your version of camel. Lift your chest. Good, and come back up, and we'll rest in wide-kneed child's pose, hips to your heels. And let your low back rest. Take some nice deep breaths here. Again, walk up. We'll do rabbit pose. So this pose, just be careful about your head and neck. Do not look side to side while you're in this pose. So you might want to watch me first. So for rabbit, you're just going to place the top of your head on the floor right in front of your knees. And then you grab your heels and then lift your hips up. And when you pull your hands on your heels, you should feel a stretch in your upper back. So now that you see me do it, let's go ahead and do it together. Again, don't look at me. Keep your head neutral. Place the top of your head on the floor. Grab your heels, feet are together, and just give a nice gentle pull to stretch your entire back body. Good, and we'll come out of that one. Come to rest on your heels. Maybe just do some shoulder rolls, neck rolls. Just kind of do what feels good here. Okay. What do we have next? All right, we've got a little bit of self-massage next. So, I'll show you some with the tennis balls. So if you have 2 tennis balls, that would be great. And if you have a block too, this is not super necessary, but it can be helpful. We're going to place the block underneath your pelvis, right on your sacrum. And then take your balls and place them like right up high, like behind your upper trap. Okay. And once you find a good spot, you feel like they're staying, then just let yourself rest into that and allow the trigger points to be released. If you don't have tennis balls, you can just join me here in supported bridge pose with your pelvis elevated on a block or a bolster. Good, and then we'll start rocking. Let's just rock side to side. Feel some of those muscles getting worked out. And then you can lift your hips a little bit and rock forward and back. Good. And then we're going to move the balls a little bit further down your back on either side of your spine. And again, we're just going to move forward and back. or you can just hold it if you found a nice spot and just rest into it. And then I'm going to move them down even more, the center of my shoulder blades. And then we're going to move the arms once you find a good spot. So let's move the arms up and down. And actually, let's just let your arms move in whatever way feels good. What this is doing is it's allowing your shoulder blades to sort of move around and work out any knots or sore spots you have back there. And then just let's hold your arms up towards the ceiling, and let's give yourself a bear hug, holding the backs of your shoulders. Good. And release. Let's take those balls out from underneath you. Remove the block. And we'll just finish with some massage with your hands. So we'll come to sitting. And just take a soft fist and gently knock on those upper traps, all along from your neck to your shoulder. Good. And then the other side. And then rest your shoulders down. I feel more openness through my whole chest and upper back, so just notice if anything has shifted for you. Okay, let's do some nice restorative poses. So if you have a bolster, please grab one, or a pillow, something, some height, maybe a couple blankets folded on top of each other. We're going to stretch the side body in your ribs. We're going to try to stretch every side of your rib cage here. So we're going to come to sit at the edge of your bolster like this, with your pelvis right along the side. And start to lay down over your bolster and rest your head on your upper arm. And if you need some more support, you can take a blanket like this between your arm and your head. Okay? And then, so your hip and your shoulder, well, your upper arm are on the ground. Your shoulder might not completely be on the ground. And then if you want some extra, you can reach your left leg long. And then you can reach your left arm up and over. And we'll be here for a minute. So really, when you breathe, think about breathing into your left ribs, the ribs that are facing the ceiling. Feel that with each inhale, you're creating space between each rib on your left side. Make sure your head and neck feel relaxed. So we'll gently switch here, so just try not to strain your head and neck. I like to push through my hand and just look towards the floor. Switch your hips and come to rest on your left side. Try to lengthen through that left side body as you come over the bolster or pillow. And then reach your right arm up and over. And breathe into your right side ribs. You might notice a difference on this side. Underneath your right lower rib is your liver, gallbladder. You're really giving touch to. Create space between each rib on your right side. And then we'll gently come out of this pose, looking down towards the floor to keep your head and neck relaxed. Okay, this next pose is to help open your chest. It's best with a bolster, but if you don't have one, you can just place a pillow or a blanket underneath your shoulder blades. But if you have so let me show you that first. So your blanket would just go something like this, and you'd lay down like this. But if you have a bolster, you can go ahead and place that bolster vertically along your mat, and you're going to sit at the edge of your bolster, lay down, and then without wiggling your shoulders, you're just going to press into your feet, lift your hips, and slide back until your shoulders hit the ground. You may need to try that a couple times to get that right, and then you can straighten your legs. Again, you can just have a pillow under your back, under your upper back. That is a great way to let your chest open. So you can rest your legs. And just feel that nice opening through your chest. Even if you don't have any props and you're laying on your back, that's okay too. And just focus your breath into your front chest. Okay, and we'll move into our final pose here. So just gently bend your knees, roll off your bolster onto your side, onto your dog if you have one, And then your head and neck being the last thing to come up, press up. And we'll do a prone Shavasana next. So again, you can just do this straight up on the floor, but if you have a bolster, then you can use that. So prone, it means on your stomach. So I'm going to, oh, and if you have another pillow or a blanket, that's ideal too. Hey, Pago, up. Good boy. Come lay down. Thank you. Okay, so you're going to lay on your stomach, and the edge of the bolster should be kind of right in the middle of your chest. And then use a support to sort of let your forehead rest on. And I like to just have my arms sort of wherever it feels comfortable out to the side. And you can either just rest your legs back or bring your knees out to the side a little bit. Your feet just splay out. So find yourself in a nice prone Shavasana. Takes a while to find the right adjustment. If you're straight up on the floor, you can just rest your forehead on your back of your hands or rest your head to the side. Prone Shavasana is a more, can be a more calming version of Shavasana. Very comforting position. And here I'd like you to breathe into your back body. So as you inhale, feel the ribs on your back expand. As you exhale, feel your ribs and your back float down towards the floor. With our front bodies anchored to the floor, it's nice to remember that we can breathe into our backs as well. Allow your forehead to relax. Allow your eyes to relax back to the back side of your head. Relax your abdomen. Relax your neck and your jaw. Start to deepen your breath even more. The last couple of breaths. Exhaling everything out. Do one more deep inhale into your back body. and sigh it out. Good. We'll gently press into your arms, into your knees. Press up, keeping your head and neck relaxed. And find your comfortable seated position. Nice and slow. Take a moment here to allow yourself to come to your seat and feel into your body. Do you notice any differences from when you first arrived at your mat? Do you notice any extra space in your chest, in your neck or upper back? Let's just give ourselves one extra stretch here. Give yourself a nice bear hug. Tip your chin down towards your chest. And we'll just say, thank you, body. Thank you, upper back. Thank you, neck, for holding me up, for doing all the work that you do. And release your back of your hands down to your thighs. And we'll end class with an Om all together. So place the palms of your hands together in Namaste. Palms pressing together in front of your sternum. Shoulders down and back. Just feel that nice length through your neck. Let's take a deep inhale through all that space in your ribs. Side to side, front to back. The light within me honors and sees the light within you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for joining me.